Bryant.
For 2 decades, Kobe Bryant rose above every challenge that came his way in basketball's elite league, the NBA. One of the game's all-time greats, he spent his entire career with the Los Angeles Lakers, winning the NBA championship on 5 occasions. Bryant also won 2 Olympic gold medals for the United States.
He is a giant in the sports world. It goes far beyond the NBA, goes far beyond basketball. He is a worldwide giant in sports. It's hard pressed to find anyone that doesn't know Kobe. He was bigger than life. He is one of the biggest, most well-known NBA players of all time. After Michael Jordan, he is one of the players that made the NBA into a global sport and took it into this next century.
After excelling on the court at high school in Philadelphia, Bryant opted to skip college and signed his first NBA contract aged just 17. At the time of his debut in the 1996 to 1997 season, he was the youngest player ever to appear in an NBA game. He more than lived up to that early promise, famously teaming up with Shaquille O'Neal to win 3 consecutive championships with the Lakers in the early 2000s.
Bryant going baseline, and he lays it in.
Bryant retired in 2016, and his post-basketball career had only just begun.
It's a one-point game.
He won an Oscar for the animated short film Dear Basketball. When he scored his final NBA points in 2016, he was 3rd on the all-time scoring list. Only on Saturday was his mark passed by a present-day great, LeBron James. Bryant's final social media post congratulated James on continuing to move the game forward, something Bryant had done throughout his own career.
Well, our sports presenter Andy Richardson says Bryant received many accolades on and off the basketball court.
Seemingly destined for greatness from a very young age, he apparently started playing basketball at the age of just 3. His father was also a professional player, moved over to Italy when he was a child because of his father's career that took him over there. So I think that again helped him have that kind of global take on the game, the fact that he grew up and spoke Italian. Went back home to the States. At the age of 17, he signed an NBA contract. And when he played his first games in the NBA, he was at that time the youngest player ever to play in the NBA league. He decided to skip college and not go through that process. And when you've come into the game at such a young age, it can often be so difficult to then actually capitalise on that young potential. But he did just that. He stayed with the LA Lakers for 2 decades. He won 5 NBA championships and also won 2 Olympic gold medals. And I think those Olympic gold medals, maybe not as important to fans back in the States, but in terms of taking his sport to that wide global audience, really important to how basketball is now perceived all over the world.